Alright, well, another sharing Saturday on Roguelike Dev. Another game which has a demo released. So, Alchemist Alcove. It says that it's an open world traditional roguelike where you craft unique spells and tools using the remains of your fallen enemies. Fight, craft, discover, and die as you trudge forth through ancient lands and warring factions. By Nefarious Brew Games. It's got a planned release date to be announced. There's the about the game. It's exploration focused, it says, so simple to learn. We'll see how it basically goes here. I'll play the demo. That's the plan. Let's go. Nice. AVG didn't pop up this time. And mouse works. Empty notepad. What's this do? Nothing. Tutorial then. Keyboard and mouse. There is control support, but whatever. It would be nice if you had like settings to like lower and upper sound and stuff like that, but whatever. Alright, so map, quick travel, tab, rollblock, or RB, right mouse button I guess. So collect the items. Click or hold left click on a tile to move to it and collect the item. Or click the item with your left click. You can pick up items on walls. Press space to pass a turn. You can move items around your inventory by selecting a blank item slot. And I seem to be like, it. So goop, alchemy, is slightly acidic substance, burbles against your fingers. There's more to discover with this item. So we pick it up. Flame is comforting heat, beckons you closer. Craft a new item using the items you picked up. You can craft by clicking on one item in your inventory and then another item. Alternatively, hold Alt to plus the other items listed hotkey. To swap two items instead of crafting them, hold left shift when selecting the second item. So left shift. Cancel it with escape tilde or right click. So there's like left clicking and do that. You can craft by clicking on one item in your inventory and then another. Alternatively, press Alt plus your item. So, alright, you crafted a flamethrower. Drop your dagger to continue. Select the item inventory and click on the red X. In the upper left, or press backspace and minus to drop it. So, kill the slime. Quickly select an item using its listed hotkey or clicking it in your inventory. You can hold left shift while hovering over a tile to view a more detailed description of its attributes. Killing an enemy with burning damage will make it drop ash. So kill the slime, it says. And I can use this to kill it. So there's the Discord. You awaken in an Alchemist Alcove Discord server. Enlightenment recommended. You awaken holding a notebook filled with familiar handwriting. You're able to intuit new recipes. Undiscovered recipes will glow. So you awaken in a cold, damp cave. Your mind swirling and your memories scattered. Do I click to continue here? Yep. But one memory shines crystal clear. You attempt to reach within yourself. The alcove responds. It is nearly empty, but for a dagger, a loose flint, and a compass pointing north. Beasts around you watch with idle curiosity. But they are so hungry. And they have begun to approach. Read the parchment, use your compass, find a stone. So we got a bat, a goblin, and a goblin. So I know one recipe. Toadstool, self-cast. This might be edible, probably not. Heals for one healing damage on target tile. We got fatty meat. It is uncooked, even starved. You won't eat this. And scroll parchment. This bane, the bane of the dead, consuming this meal. Release a cloud poison that will make you kneel. Is that good or bad for me? And a compass. Self-cast, it beckons you. On cast, reveal the next step toward a destination. You trust it with your life, dealing 4 piercing damage on a target tile, so... Oh. Okay, so you can't actually just like, you know... You can't just like, you know, just click on stuff. You have to select an item. That's a little bit awkward, but whatever, it is what it is. So it wants me to go up this way. And why not, we'll Vomit is repugnant. There's more to discover with this item, so I might be able to do something with the item. See, I can press tab or not just to, you know, see what you got here. So we got kobolds, the Algenary clan. They resist burning and all this other stuff. Goblin Pixie Hunter. Interesting, so we got factions. Alright, so here's this guy. This guy is a friend of the Alchemist. The Hopthorn tribe, risen out of heaven. So it's basically he's my enemy. Kind of hard to tell. He's got Dragon Breath, 5 uses. He's got Makeshift Dagger. So he's got a range attack. And it's really annoying that you can't like just like, you know, bump attack, so to speak, whatever. There's some guano. There's also the fact that basically I keep wasting my turn doing that, by the way, so... I'm dead. Okay, so... Dying breath, your dying breath, but need not be your last. Grasp it and begin anew. So blind, you awaken, hold and empty a notebook. You're able to enter new recipes. True blind, you awaken, you will have a hard time discovering new recipes. So you already seen this. So we got a new parchment. Magic. The Lord gave us sulfur, and so there were dragons. The dragon's flame birthed ash, and so we forged fire. I got some sulfur. It emits a putrid odor. There's more to discover this item, and we got ash, which means which is fallen in flame. Used as well. So I made spark powder. You approach the powder carefully, worry not to stir it. Wonder what we can do with it, but we'll find out later. Let's move here. I'll know it's a little bit awkward just trying to like figure out what these guys basically do, and I don't see like how like, you know, much range these guys have either. I can like sort of like, you know, intuit that this guy has a spear, so he's gonna have like 2 ranged tiles, but it would be nice if I had like more information on that. There we go. So we got a copper coin. Its copper coating seems thin and easily scratched. A stick. A toadstool. Spark powder on flint. And so there was flame. Deals 1 burning damage on a target tile. So flint. So, you know, spark tower and flint. Flame. Its covering heat beckons you closer, so I have to make myself flame. Okay, so you got cooked meat, heals for free, healing damage. I would like to be able to, like, you know, make more flame there, but oh well. I go this way apparently. Let's go a different way this time around, I think. It would be nice, by the way, if you had like an empty map like this, you just like just run around and stuff instead of like, you know, multiple clicking, but whatever. So you can actually hover over and get some information that's good to know. So space to wait. It's not intelligent AI or anything like that, so it's good to know. I press tab to see the map, so there's my map. I'll note that this could be a little bit like better to read. It's kind of hard to read right now. So you can click on yourself to skip a turn. Very nice. So you can grind. I got myself a stone hammer. It is humble. Deals free smashing damage, damage on a target. Small zinc plate. Copper shavings. Poisonous gas is odorless. Deals free poison damage on a tile in the cone. Glove. Extended grip. Go-Go gadget. Picks up any item on target tile. Deals 1 piercing damage on target tile. So fun, making lots of stuff. You still want to go back there, but I don't really care. Can I go back? Yes, I can. So let's not deal with that. You're foolish, but okay. Let's not go that way then. There's a slime. I figured I would throw that, but I guess I sort of use it at range. Interesting. That didn't kill it. Oh, it is piercing, so I should use my axe on that maybe to smash it. Make some more poisonous gas, maybe. Why not? I'll heal up. Can't use this for anything just yet. Lapis lazuli, a blue stone often ground into powder for dyes and pigments. You know what, let's go find some cobbles and use some stuff on them. Nice, they're fighting shutter. So you're poisoned. Does this, like, you know, keep doing stuff, or? So apparently this doesn't have any uses to it, by the way. You only need one, I guess. More sulfur. So I made some copper sulfate. There's a spark, untapped power. We got copper swarf and zinc sulfate. Oh, I did use up the poison. Some, yeah, it does have uses, so there's a amount of uses on them. Flint. I mean, I can make another axe, but I don't really need to, so... Let's try this. Damn, I was hoping to make like a permanent fire I could like use or something, but guess not. Oh well. There's some ash. Can't do anything with this, I guess. Well, let's keep going on for a little bit. I think you don't want to come from that direction. This could work. So that guy died, I got goop. Cool, so I hit like multiple targets there. How do you hit me from over here? Is that like a very long range, I guess? Cool, we killed them all. So you can't overheal or anything like that, that's good to know, I guess. So, unlit torch. Wand is sparking. Electricity crackles around a solution at the end. Eager to seek flesh. Deals 2 shocking damage on target tile. Okay. There's this. And more copper sulfate. If I had more zinc, I could do something with that, I guess. Copper shavings, small zinc plate. There's more of that. A big part of this game is to start figuring out what's useful to keep, I guess. You have minimal inventory, but, you know, whatever. Sure, I got enough of that. Well, at least I have a nap now. I can sort of use the one around a little bit. You know, I almost feel like you, instead of like having this map here, you could like just like, you know, you could have like, say like, you know, just like a regions like to mix thing. This is sort of speed things up. I'm tempted to do here is just like go like this. Start dropping everything in here and just figure out, like, you know, as I go what I can do with this stuff. I mean, it works, right? So why not? Got a stick. Stick plus scoop, stick plus this, stick plus that. Drop it for now. And yes, the map is just, it's kind of hard to figure out where stuff is on it because it's so small for me and, like, you know, not really color very well. And also been picking up stuff I don't really want to because walk over it, whatever. Diamond! There's more to discover with it. And lapis lazuli over there. Alicia crackles around a solution as N, eager to seek flesh. You're not resistant to shock, so shock them. Be nice if I could like hit outside of range, but you know, whatever. You do what you can. They can all die. There we go, they're all dead. A carbide dagger, a weapon perfect for errant pariah. I'm not sure that's a useful thing for a diamond, but whatever. So, ultramarine pigment. This could make paint with this. You could make paint with this. Okay. Let's pick up some random stuff here. So sulfide and this stuff makes what? Nice, it actually gives you, like, you know, a breakdown what it does, so I can find out what it does. Spark powder, copper sulfate. That's what we can do with this. So, make flames and stuff. You know, I feel like these could be highlighted better so you can actually see what's being selected, but whatever. I can probably burn the scroll for something. And yes, this is where we start doing the good old, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. I probably should explore here at some point, but whatever. But yes, we just want to, like, you know, organize, because why not? This is going to be an organizing room now. This is the fate of this room. sort of the same thing. So meat and ash. Didn't do anything of that yet, so I did something. Soap bubbles, fragile yet perfect. Summon one bubble shield unit on a tile within free tile line, perpendicular to target line. Okay, so that makes soap bubbles. And if I want to make more poison gas, try to figure out do anything with the mushrooms here, right? So far it's just meat. Lord gave us sulfur, and so there were dragons. The dragons flame birth ash, and so we forged fire. Very useful, I guess. It was useful. I mean, it gave me information on what to do, so it gave a hint. Salt? Is it salt? Seasoned meat. It is seasoned and raw. Okay. I get the feeling there might be rotten meat in this, by the way. So this might turn into rotting meat at some point. So I could make, you know, more sulfite powder. But I think we're going to keep this as is, so let's drop that there. It's clunky, but it works. Alright, so your coals and everything else fighting started here. Oh! This now has a very low, like, you know, range. Oh, it's got like a... Interesting, so... Now I got like a sort of like, you know, line here. You got hit off, that's fine. Then get off a little bit, that's fine. There's a bone. That's new. It's a bone in this. I can make something. So here's goop. You can mix the salt to do something. Hot ice. You can feel the freezing heat through your glove, so it deals burning and freezing damage on tile. So it's an attack weapon. Okay. Drop you here. And just to sort of, note something by the way. Apparently, like, I can sort of like see where stuff basically is here. It'd be nice to actually like fast travel like with this stuff here. There's more bubbles. I don't know why I made them, but okay. We're just gonna fix this now. Just so I have like more room to go through and stuff. You're really close, unfortunate, but well. Nice bone. You're poison immune? Yep, you're poison immune, so... I'm taking damage. I run out of poison users at this point, so... So that's something I note. Yeah, it could be a little bit better. Because they're not like pathing around each other when it should be. I kind of wish I had the dagger, like, the original dagger, but, since they basically turned into, like, the carbide dagger, then, oh well. Oh. I can still shave that stuff, I guess. There's a zinc plate. How I see this, by the way, is that I'm mostly just like, exploring to see like what the stuff basically does. More so than like, seeing like the purpose of this game, but that's fine. It's alchemy, right? So I gotta figure out all the uses and such. Vomit? Diminution powder. Smelling it makes you feel weak. You could use it just to break objects down into their base components. Oh, interesting. So this is like a, lets you like turn into like, its former objects, I guess. So cool. I made that into a dagger again. So now, you can do that. Don't want to put that in a dagger again because, I prefer having like the range from this. There's a stick again. I can see a big part of this game is being like, figuring out how to actually use the base components of new stuff. I'll try it out soon, I guess, that thing. Now I see that a lot of this is basically just 2 items turning into like 1 item or 3 items or something like that. I wonder if it's like getting like multiple like items like this or anything like that. So that's like a a question mark sort of thing I have. Like, can I do like multiple combines or anything like that? I'm not seeing a whole lot of use for the diamond, unfortunately. And it's like the thing, like to sort of like figure this out, I have to sort of like blindly go through, figure out what diamond can be used to do like what, so to speak. And you can die. You're too far away. You're fighting Shutter. You're not resistant to shocking, I guess, so... There goes the goblin. Bubble shield. Okay, so that's a summon. How long does it last, I wonder? Okay, ran out of uses, I guess. So now they're just trying to melee me. Or try and, get to melee with me. Yes, AI is not smart. Trying to figure out some more uses for the goop, I guess. Guess I can make stuff of that. This is where I wish, by the way, you have like, Dwarf Fortress style, like, infinite stacking. But well. I might make some poisonous gas for continuing along on with. You can use the axe or the daggers to do the same thing there. Lots of sulfur for sure in this game. The bubbles were interesting. Let's just do that to save space. Obviously, I shouldn't be picking up rocks. I don't really have any real use for them, but whatever. Whatevers. Oh, right. I got full inventory, so makes sense. It's seasoned and raw. You know, I'm tempted to do something like this. So now it's cooked and seasoned meat. So basically it's even better healing meat. So cooked and seasoned. Heal myself a little bit more that way. I like how I can sort of like fast, like, you know, go for your thing here, which is good. How do I get salt? So I can make salt from bones and sulfur. Goop and salt does what? The hot ice. Didn't really need to do that, but okay. We got more hot ice. Here's the gold coin. I still haven't figured out what to do with this. It's also used for some special type of, like, you know, alchemy, but what type, don't know. I figure out, you know, disuse with it, but whatever. Could still make more fire with that if I want to. Well, maybe I'll figure out later what to, you know, it can be used for. Yeah, it's a big part of like the game, right? I figure like you're gonna be just like, you know, going through with you know, objects in your inventory like this, trying to figure out what, you know, does what with what. And of course that works to do its stuff. I'm just going to grab a couple of these actually. Why not just make a few more extra weapons? That makes that. So this combines the sulfate and meat to do stuff. These are like spells, so put them over here. I kind of feel, by the way, you should have like an ingredient bag and like, you know, like a sort of like, you know, a reagent bag and basically an inventory bag just to sort of separate things. Make it a little bit less like, you know, awkward, so like figure what does what. I already know about this one. Sort of time to see what I can do with this, if anything. Nothing of this items here. I'm gonna make fire. I'm actually tempted to see if I can do anything with fire, just to, you know, just to see what I can do with it, but whatever. This fire can probably do a lot of things. Oh! I can probably burn this to do something interesting. Test everything else first, though. Feels odd that I can't just automatically burn a stick, but you know, whatever. Oops, I burnt that. Pixie dust. You don't hear anything yet. You can feel it giggling at you. That has lots of uses, apparently. See, yes, I could burn the fatty meat. There's a flamethrower. There we go. So learn how to make a flamethrower again. You can use like, you know, goop and flame to make it, or you can make, you know, use poison gas here. So multiple recipes to get the same results. You just have to figure out the results to basically get them. Okay, pixie dust. I'm just going to select, you know, a few things here for it. So nothing with this. Pixie dust to fix this stuff. Ooh, the gold coin. Interesting. So, we found a use for the gold coin finally. And why not? Let's just pick this up. Making our poison gas. So this has multiple uses on multiple things. I kind of wish I could see what I could do with pixie dust before, like, you know, doing it, but whatever. So that makes a flower petal. You can feel the nostalgic warmth of healing memories radiate through the petal. Heals for free healing damage target on a tile. And if I want to, like, you know, make the... Oh, I can't break that down. Good to know. So you can't break this down, apparently. Oh, I got a healing item. Alright, I don't really feel like playing too much longer, so let's just go up here. We're just gonna go wee. And we'll test this out right here. Right, these guys are a reason to fire, so that didn't actually hurt them that much, but whatever. I'll heal myself a little bit there. And there we go. Alright, so that was basically, like, you know, Alchemist Alcove. It's got some interesting ideas to it, but I do think they have to flesh out, like, you know, crafting spells a little bit, so it's not as, like, you know, cumbersome. But other than that, take care.